We're going to run through 8 clips. The first 5 show how Diego interacts with his opponent's jab by either catching, dropping, or pulling, as well as show how he deals with that rear cross. Then for the last 3, we'll see how he works in the same patterns by initiating the sequence with his own jab. There really isn't too much of a backstory on Diego's film study. I was just curious to see what he had in his arsenal. So yeah, let's get into it. No, Diego's hands are high, and Marcelo's going to commit his lead as Diego catches it right here. Now, one more thing to point out. Notice Diego's lead cover in case Marcelo follows up with a rear hand. So for Diego, that's a catch. Similar setup, Diego's hands are high, and Marcelo commit his lead. But this time, Diego's going to block in his high guard right here. Then he'll drop straight down as Marcelo throws his rear hook. So that's block, drop. And that leads us to this interesting sequence on both sides. First, let's focus in on Marcelo. He's going to commit his jab right here, then drop. Then he's going to come over the top with his overhand. So for the first beat, it's the jab. The second beat's the drop. The third beat is that overhand right. Okay, now let's hone in on Diego. See how he goes into this high guard right here? He's going to block that jab. And since he's still on his lead foot, he's looking to time Marcelo on the second beat with a counter hook. But if you recall, Marcelo dropped on that second beat. So let's see that play out. And here's the miss. Now, Diego follows through with a lead foot pivot to roll this right hand. So for Diego, that's block, counter, roll. Diego can also decide to not interact with that jab and instead drop under it, like right here. And let's go ahead and see that again. There's the drop. Or instead, he could pull that jab to his rear foot. Then, if that rear cross follows, drop underneath it. So there's the pull, drop. Now let's flip the script. Diego's going to commit his lead and snap off that jab. And note his weight is on his lead foot. Marcelo does a good job of drop pairing and will counter with a rear cross as Diego pulls to his rear foot right here. One little thing to note, Diego has a lead hook counter here if he wants it. And that's jab, pull. He also can commit his lead right here. And instead of the pull, he'll drop, getting under Marcelo's counter jab. So that's jab, drop. And that leads us to this final sequence. First, let's focus in on Diego. He'll commit his jab right here, getting caught on that lead foot. He's going to drop off to the right. Then he's going to roll to his lead foot. And check out the rear hand cover right here. Then he's going to roll back to his rear foot. Okay, let's hone in on Marcelo. Marcelo is going to drop under that jab. Then he's going to counter with a lead hook to the body. Then go up to the head. Then he's going to follow up with a rear cross. So for Diego, that's jab, drop, roll, roll.